I'm Fletcher Brown with another artist video blog, Kicks96country.com. Our guest today is a returning champion. I haven't seen this guy in a couple of years, and it's been too long. I talk to him all the time. He'll send me messages, really excited messages all the time. And he's like, I'm coming to see you. And then he never comes to see me. And he's finally come to see me.
I kept threatening. He kept thinking it was going to, and by golly, this time it happened.
I mean, I got a restraining order and everything, but, that's a whole nother.
Yeah. Order protection,
So, Bigg Vinny is back at Kicks 96. Now, the last time he was here, it was after you were here since Trailer Choir. You've been here. You've been here since then.
Yeah.
But we first met you, gosh, you were like
we did a Biggest Loser thing.
Yeah, it was okay, that's right.
Yeah,
it was like early 2010s when I met you.
Yeah.
You and Trailer Choir, we were doing Muscle Shoals to Music Roll Live. Was it Toby Keith that had found you guys?
Yep. Yes. Toby Keith found us, put us on the road with him, and I think it was even before the 2010s.
Was it? Maybe.
I think it was like 2007, 2008.
Oh, it's been almost 20 years.
We're old.
We're very old, very old. So, Trailer Choir, obviously, you guys were fire. I loved everything that you guys did. But you eventually went your separate ways. You're still making music and doing all kinds of fun stuff. You ended up on The Biggest Loser, which you mentioned.
Yep.
Your whole journey, for me anyway, from a friend of yours who's been watching your journey, has been remarkable.
Oh,
I just love the milestones in your life. Now you're a father and husband.
Yep.
Right. You're writing children's books.
Come on with it.
We'll get to that. And you're still making music.
Oh yeah, still always gonna do all that. And me and Butter still play together. Me
really?
and Butter still do Trailer Choir. We actually have some new music coming out this year as well. A lot of people are like, so y'all not friends anymore? I'm like, no, we're still best friends.
Why would they think that you weren't?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's because when you see it normally, it's like, well, they broke up. When what happened was Crystal had a scare, and she wasn't sure if she was going to be able to have babies, and she was scared she had some cysts on her ovaries, and they weren't sure if it was going to be cancerous or not.
I remember all that.
They ended up not being cancerous, but it kind of scared her to she's like, you know what? I don't want to be on the road anymore. I want to go and pursue this thing, have a baby. She did have a baby.
She did, yes. Crystal's wonderful. We love you, Crystal.
Yeah, we love you, Crystal. And the baby, her baby ended up being autistic, and she's worked so hard to get him back into some. I mean, he's obviously doing great. Great.
Oh, he is. Oh, yeah,
when he first started, when he first kind of come
thriving.
out that he was autistic, he didn't have a connection kind of thing, but they've done stem cells and they've done all these different things and feeding him the proper diet and all this. And now he's out there having fun. He loves going to Disney World, which she's a travel agent for. And then, Butter had 2 kids. Me and him, continued to make music together. He took a little hiatus when he first got married, and I still went out there as, Big Vinny or Vinny Van Zant, play music. He come back to me and said, hey man, he's like, I'm ready to get back on the road. We went back on it, got another record deal with Colt Ford and Average Joe's and all those guys.
I remember that.
And did well with that and pretty good for a few years. They kind of switched their focus to all the TV and movie and films they were making, which was cool. But we still have songs together. We still play together. And in fact, next week we'll be in Minnesota playing the Redwood County Fair, and still out there playing shows. It just it's got to where the touring now. You're making 10, 15 grand a show. It's hard to go play it. The band members want $500 a pop plus $100 a travel day plus $100 a rehearsal. Plus all their bag fees.
Well, I mean, it's everything you go, when you go to a concert, you go to a festival, everything you see has a cost, has a real cost.
Yeah, it does,
So,
but no, I'm still, for me, I always call myself the overall attraction, which Butter gave me that name. I didn't make that name up for myself. Butter gave me that nickname. I want to do it all. A lot of people say, you got to focus on one thing only. I'm like, why? I get bored doing that. That's why if I woke up every day and did the same exact thing every day, I would get bored and I wouldn't be as productive as I am whenever I'm like, okay, today I'm working on my kids' book. Tomorrow I'm working on music. The next day I'm working on my motivational speaking. I'm doing my gym posts. I'm going, I work out every day. I do those kind of things, but it just gives me something else to jump on and go after and have these goals. And I believe for me, that keeps me motivated. So,
yeah. All right. So you're making music, obviously still with Butter, still doing the Trailer Choir thing, but I've been watching you over the years, from a distance on social media, and you're making all kinds of music. Are you making music like just Big Vinny Van Sant music? Or
I make just Big Vinny music, and it's been going well. I've put out 5 or 6 songs now. I've had one collaboration with my buddy Jared Blake, which y'all know Jared.
Yeah,
well.
We know Jared
and then,
very well.
If you remember the band Saving Abel,
yes, I do.
We did a song together, me, Jared Blake, and Jerry Weeks. I have brother Jared and another brother Jared. But we did a song together with them called Battleground that did really well for us and was featured on a ton of great things. That was kind of my last big release. And then I had a song that last year I put out just kind of talking about memories, and it's called The Best Ones Hurt the Most. And it's just about how, going to your granny's house at Christmas doesn't seem like that big of a deal. It's like, oh, cool, we're going to granny's house again. We're going to eat some peanut butter fudge and all this. until you can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden that memory is a great memory, but it hurts worse than the rest of the memories, you know. When your football season over, your senior year, and you don't get to go hang out with your buddies no more. Even if you go on and play college and stuff, nothing replaces that time when you're in high school, having fun, being with your buddies every week, growing up together. You can't grow up with other people. You can only become friends with them, but you can't grow up with those people.
Yeah.
And so to me, it's like those. And then the final part of that is about my dad. Just, you know, when I was a kid, I hated fishing. I don't know if you know this or not, but I can talk a lot. And I like to be loud. And my dad like, shh,
Do
be
that when
quiet.
you're fishing.
Sit still, boy. Sit still. You know, so I was not a big fisherman, but now I would give anything to go fishing with my dad again. So those memories. So, you know, I kind of touched all the spectrums, and, you know, with the new music with Walmart Drip, it's back to the kind of fun, hilarious, rocking the beer gut kind of feel.
Mm-hmm.
And Butter actually produced the song on me. I wrote it with my wife and my buddy Ken Harrell. But Butter produced it. I knew whenever I started writing the song, I was like, I got to get Butter. And I asked Butter to write with me, and he was too busy at the time, so that's his fault. But I said, look, I don't care what happens. You're producing this song on me. He said, okay, and it turned out great. So,
All right. Okay. Well, Walmart Drip. That's the song that you came here to talk to us about today. What
no,
is
I just came
Walmart
to
Drip?
talk to you about everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I don't care. Listen. We can talk about Walmart Drip. I want to talk about that, but I love Fletch. I want to talk to Fletch. So,
You see why I keep him around? All right. Well, I haven't heard Walmart Drip yet.
Yeah.
All right. So you got to introduce me to the song. What is? I mean, you say it's fun, and I know if it's a Bigg Vinny project, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So what is Walmart Drip?
so it was kind of funny how we started writing it. Remember we had that eclipse about a year ago?
Yeah.
And so we had this big eclipse, and we get to the day of the eclipse, and we don't got no glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife's like, hey, we got to go get those glasses. And I said, where are we going to get them at? She said, Walmart. I already looked it up. Now, I didn't know I was being tricked into going to Walmart, because what happens at Walmart, we get to the door, and I'm like, hey, babe, we're just getting these glasses and nothing else. And she says, I just need to get a few things, which I know means $500 is going out of our bank account. So I'm in there pouting a little bit, but I look over, and I don't know if you know this or not, but Snoop Dogg has his own line of clothing.
Yes, he
inside
does. Yes.
Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
And I look over and I see this glorious swimsuit, and it's like this beach, you know, front on it. It's like neons and all this other colors. The sunset is going down, and the palm trees are coming up, and it's a two-piece. Like the top is a net jersey, like the 1990s. You can see nipples through. It's great. Can I say nipples on the internet?
Yes, you can say.
And it's got those little chubby shorts. John Stockton's is what we used to call them, come about
Yes.
halfway down your leg. So I knew at 340 pounds, I was going to be looking like a stud in this. We get back home, and I do what every guy does, which is immediately put on their outfit, you know, because I want to show it off.
Mhm.
It's like when you get a new pair of shoes, you want people to ask how fast you can run. I can't run fast. I just want you to know that. But anyways, I put on the outfit, and I'm sitting out there. We've made a little picnic for the kids. We're sitting there enjoying it. And I start looking at my wife. I go, dang, girl, you get all this drip. And she's like, what do you got? I was like, no, my drip, my fit, girl. You get all this. And she's like, where did you even hear that? I said, it's on TikTok. That's what all the young kids are saying now. And she said, you're 40 years old. I said, yeah, but I'm looking retired. And she started laughing, and I started going, Walmart drip. From my head to my toes, got that Walmart drip. She goes, stop.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. She goes, no, stop. Go inside and write that. That's the dumbest thing you ever come up with. Probably a big old hit. And I said, okay. And I was inspired, you know, a little bit by, I put Walker Hayes in the song.
I was gonna say that feels kind of like Walker Hayes
Yeah.
energy coming at me. Yeah.
Well, you know, Walker originally wanted to cut Walmart Flowers.
Uh-huh.
There was a trailer choir song that Stephen Cochran cut. We cut it, and Walker wanted to cut it. And then that first deal kind of went away or whatever. But, you know, he's kind of always loved that image too. So I like to say I made fancy like possible. Now, that's not actually true, but in my mind, since we're in Alabama and it's
I'm gonna
Walker
go with
Hayes
it.
country.
Walker Hayes in here. I'll go with it.
Yeah. And if Walker was here, he'd probably tell you that.
He would.
Anyways, you know, it just became this song, this fun thing. So I wrote the first verse and chorus, thought it was goofy, did a little thing on post on the internet. It kind of went to 30, 40,000 views, and people were like, dude, I love this. And then I forgot about it. Well, I was out speaking at schools. Me and Jerry Blake would go and speak at schools all over the country. And I go out to this school. We're in, where's it at? Salina, Kansas. And he goes, hey, play Walmart Drip. You know, we got to the end of speaking and talking about childhood obesity and, you know, anti-drugs and anti-bullying, all the stuff that we speak about. And he said, sing Walmart Drip. I'm like, I only wrote like a verse and chorus. He goes, sing it anyway. I'm like, okay. So I sing a verse and a chorus. And these kids are going crazy for it. They're starting going, Walmart Drip. I posted the video online. And I was like, okay. Well, after the thing, people were like, dude, I need to get that song right now. How come I can't find that song? I'm like, because it's not finished. Because it's not for, you know,
It's a process.
It's not out.
It's a process.
And so sure enough, I was like, okay, well, I guess that's my sign. I need to go and finish this song. And I went in and finished it. And I was blessed. You know, my wife, since she was the one that told me to write it, she come up with some of the ideas for the mom. There's a whole mom verse in there that talks about the moms going in getting the birthday gift, getting the grocery list, going over and getting them some Drew Barrymore makeup and some Jessica Simpson clothes and all this, and using the coupons. And so it's got them. It's got this verse about a 65-year-old dude who's going in to get his prescription filled and having the grandkids come so he gets a kiddie pool and some hot dogs and a water hose, blah, blah, blah. And then there's, of course, a blue-collar part about a guy getting his overalls, getting his tools for cheap and all that kind of stuff. And I just tried to make it inclusive because I feel like Walmart is this great place that we've been going my whole life, long as I can remember. And we talked about a lot of our favorite memories and things like that. So for me, it was, as a kid, I would hide in the clothes rack and scare people, random people. Not just my mom. I mean, I scared my mom because she couldn't find me, but I would scare like random people. Hey, and that was just born into me. And I used to love to go there because I would take my allowance. I'd save up for a couple of weeks. We used to get $5 a week. I'd save up my allowance and I'd go buy a Ninja Turtle, or I'd go buy a Superman figurine or a He-Man. That's kind of the way that I always spent my money. And so I just had these great memories with Walmart. And I felt like, man, I feel like everybody's got some kind of memory with Walmart. And I didn't want it to be negative, like the people at Walmart website, none of that stuff. I wanted it to be positive because I felt like there's this positive, and every single person I know at some point has had to go to Walmart for something.
Where else can you get a gallon of milk, a head of lettuce, a new DVD, and a box of ball bearings? I mean, it's all right there. It's
all right there. It's a one-stop shop. I even say that in the song.
Right, so Walmart Rib is the song, and we're going to listen to it. But I want to talk about, you mentioned you and Jared talking about bullying, and you and Butter actually wrote this children's book, and it's about bullying. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't know if it's focused, but hopefully. What is the name of the title for anybody who can't read it?
The Adventures of Bigg Vinny and Butter, and this one is titled The Bully. So we're looking at making a series of these books. Butter's got one called Backpack, if you remember. So we'll be making that next. But this one is basically kind of a different take on the bully. And we co-wrote this with our friend Sue Sandberg, who was one of the original Fly Girls on In Living Color. And she also, for all the Fairley Brothers movies, like Dumb and Dumber, Kingpin, Something About Mary, although she writes the original music for their movies.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so when we were in there, I said something about, we should tell a story about a bully. We was trying to figure out something we was going to write. We were literally striking out left and right. And it was our first time writing with Sue. And we felt like, and she also wrote like 3 or 4 songs for the Gin Blossom. So we're like a little bit nervous being in there with this girl.
Yeah, I can see why.
And so we're kind of like trying to figure out something. And I said something about it. I said, oh, maybe we'll write a song about a bully, Butter goes, I had a bully one time. I was like, you did? He goes, yeah. Every day on the playground was like terrorizing. I go to get the ball. If you kicked it over the fence, I go to get the ball, and bully'd be standing there. Let me know at the end of the day, bad things are going to happen. But yeah. He goes, then I'd be in the lunchroom. I'd be putting up my plate, my tray, and drinking the rest of my chocolate milk. And they'd be standing over me. And then at the end of the day, one day, I was out there and pushed me up against the bus. I said, yeah. And then she kissed me. And I said, wait, she? Like, yeah, she kissed me on the cheek. I thought she was going to beat me up. So, literally, his bully. And it was so funny that Sue starts laughing. And this is a girl that writes comedy for a living. She starts laughing. She goes, I want to write that. Like, I want to write that song. And so that's what we did.
That's great. And that's such a Butter story.
Yeah. And just the way he tells it so much better than me. But I literally was sitting there and I was like, at the end of the ride, I said, man, this will make a good kid's book.
Yeah.
And we just kind of left it there.
Yeah.
Well, then, 14 years pass. I have my own kids, and I'm sitting there and I'm reading some of these books. Now, some of the books are great. Dr. Seuss obviously is great. There's the Little Blue Truck series is great. There's some really great books. And then sometimes we get a book because it's like, oh, you got to get this book. And I read the book. And I'm like, what in the heck did I just read? What is this even about? Like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. And I was kind of saying, being a goofball, I was like, this is the stupidest thing I ever read in my life. And then my wife goes, well, didn't you have a kid's book? I said, yeah. She goes, well, make your own or shut up.
This is why we have wives.
Yeah.
This is why God made wives.
Little did she know it was going to cost us about $6,000. But
well, I mean, self-published. It was published 3 years ago in 2022. So you can get this book. You can actually order this book.
Yep. You can order it directly from me. I'm the only one that sells it.
Really?
Yep.
So it's like on your website then?
It's on my website.
All right.
Yeah. And I've shipped out probably 300 or so of these books. So I think it's a bestseller, in my opinion. And I was going to go the whole route with.
I think Oprah needs to put it on her list.
Yeah, that's right.
Like an Oprah book club.
Yeah, and Dolly. I wanted to get in that.
Oh yes.
So I got to do one really cool thing with this. So my kids, they were born in Franklin, Tennessee, and you automatically are signed up for the Imagination Library when you're born there, as in Williamson Medical. So my kids, from the time they've been born, they've both gotten the Imagination Library books. And so one of my biggest goals and dreams of this book is to get it to be part of the Imagination Library with Dolly Parton, and go out to kids, go out to them. So, but one of the cool things I got to do is they were doing a benefit, and the guy that was running the benefit, Josh Likens, said, hey, He goes, do you have a bunch of copies of your kid book? I said, yeah, I got about 100 of them at the house. He goes, can I get 30 of them? And I said, sure. And he said, how much do I owe you? I was like, well, what is it for? He goes, well, it's for a Dolly Parton's doing this thing, Imagination Library. I want to have you sign them, and then we're going to just auction them off at the thing, and all the money will go back to the Imagination Library. I said, dude, they're free. It cost me $7 a piece to make them or whatever. I said, I'll donate 100 if you want all 100 of them. They ended up selling all 30 of the books, and they brought in 20 to 30 bucks a piece, on the auction item kind of thing. 20, 30 bucks a piece, help raise a little bit of money, and I was able to do my part. So I know that one of these days, because of my goodwill, that one day my book will be in Dolly Parton's library.
We're looking at you, Dolly. We love
Come
you.
on. I love you. I've never got to meet you.
All right.
You and Willie are like the last two on my bucket list. I mean, I've met everybody else.
Bigg Vinny Vincent is our guest. Van Zant is our guest. Van Zant. I always want to say Van Zant.
My middle name is Van Zant.
Is it Vinny Van Zant?
Vincent Van Zant Hickerson.
Really?
Yeah.
Never knew that.
Yeah. I named after Ronnie Van Zant, Donnie Van Zant, and Johnny Van Zant.
I always make that mistake. All right. So Bigg Vinny is our guest. Walmart Drip is the song. Is it available?
Drippin'. It's available. It's out on every platform, anywhere you go to listen to music. In fact, right here on Kicks 96. Yeah. Is it Kicks 106?
Kicks 96.
I said
You
96.
know
I had
this.
it right. I was making sure. I didn't want to make sure I put the 6 at the wrong place. We're only 2 decibels here. I don't want to have the 3 of them.
Well, if anybody's looking for your music or your children's book, the author, Bigg Vinny, where do they go?
Now
to
listen,
find it
it's
on the internet?
big with 2 G's. I'm too big for 1 G. See,
That's right,
that's why
he
it
is.
says 2 G's right there.
He's the notorious B.I.G.G.
B-I-G-G, yeah. B-I to the double G-Y. Yeah. Anyway, so Bigg Vinny Official. You can find everything there. B-I-G-G-V-I-N-N-Y. You can find it anywhere you look. You're going to find me there. I'm on Spotify, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, MySpace, AOL Messenger, Yahoo Messenger.
MySpace?
Yeah, I'm not really on MySpace, but I used to be.
Okay, well, I think everybody.
That's what kind of hurt us. I mean, when we had our MySpace, we were up to like 150,000 actual people, and there was no way you could get like fake bots back then. We had like 150,000. And do you ever know? I never told you the story, but I should tell you this: the reason we found out about MySpace.
Why?
So I was at CMA Fest.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it was so called Fanfare back then, which I think they changed it back to Fanfare now. Either way, I'm at CMA Fest. We don't have anything going yet. We were trailer choir. We had really just become trailer choir, but we were playing a lot of shows for Smokeless Tobacco and Camping World at the NASCAR races as kind of a frat party band, like we were. Well, I see this big old line for this girl. Now, we had stayed at the Camping World booth, and we signed 0 autographs because nobody had a clue who we were. So we stood there for nobody for about 20 minutes, and then I look over, and Brooks and Dunn is over here, and they got a pretty big line. But then I look over, and there's this girl that I've never heard of standing there with this massive line, like hundreds and hundreds of people standing. I'm like, what has she got?
Bigger line than Brooks and Dunn?
Bigger line than Brooks and Dunn. And this is in 2005?
It would have to be.
2006.
If it's MySpace, it would have to be.
Yeah. And so I wait in this line, and I get all the way to the front to meet this girl named Taylor Swift.
Okay.
And her mom was right there with her.
Yeah.
Cindy, something like that.
I never met her mom.
Either way, I stayed there in line to go. And I got there. I said, listen, I was right over here in this booth. We didn't sign any autographs. I'm from a band called Trailer Choir. I said, but I'm going to be honest, I don't have a clue who you are. And I'm just trying to figure out how you got a bigger line than Brooks and Dunn, And she was like, she's like, my name's Taylor Swift. Da, da, da. And she said something about MySpace. I was like, what's MySpace? She goes, you don't have a MySpace? And I was like, no, I don't have a MySpace. She goes, well, you got to get a MySpace. She goes, like, people follow you on there and da, 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 and all this other stuff. I was like, okay. And she goes, add me, So I go that night, we go, and me and Butter had no clue how to do it, but we had a fiddle player at the time that was 17 named G-Ray. You remember G-Ray?
Yes.
So we had G-Ray, and he was 17. Well, he already had a MySpace. I'm like, bro, how come we don't have a MySpace, but you have a MySpace? He goes, I don't know, y'all are old. I'm like, I'm only 22 years old. I'm only 22, but, we didn't even have, they just now got high-speed internet in my hometown. In Perry County, Tennessee, just a couple counties over.
Just up there.
Just a little bit over. The river took a while, to go under the river and through the woods, Anyway, we get the MySpace. We start growing it, start doing our thing on it. But Taylor Swift was the reason we got a MySpace. And then we ended up, this was a whole year later, we ended up on the sister label on Show Dog, which Big Machine and Show Dog were sister labels. Mm-hmm. So we ended up on that same label. So we actually got to do some stuff with Taylor throughout the years. She was always very kind to me and a sweetheart of a girl. So
she was always very kind, and I met her several times early in her career, and she was always very kind, very accommodating, just sweet. And so I'd never give Taylor any hate ever because she's just a kind person.
She really is. Yeah. I mean, I don't know her now. I don't know what her things she deals with on a daily basis, but I know in my actual encounters with her as a human being, she was very kind.
Always.
Yeah.
And so are you.
Yeah,
And-
I love people. So.
Yeah, obviously. And it shows. If you get a chance, follow Bigg Vinny on all of his social medias. If you want to hear Walmart Drip, make sure you call us at Kicks 96. We'll play it for you. He's a friend of ours. We kind of have to.
Yeah.
All right. We're kind of obligated.
It's obligated.
To play it.
It's in there.
Look for a live performance from Bigg Vinny elsewhere here on our YouTube channel. And don't wait however many years it's been to come back and visit us again.
Yeah, listen, it's only 2 hour and 15-minute drive from my house to
That's
here.
right. So it's like right there. Just
Yeah.
right there. Right.
And I used to run the Sonic in Waynesboro, Tennessee.
What?
Yeah.
See,
I'm basically family.
he's so much a part of Kicks Country. It's just he's inextricably linked to us. All
Hey,
right.
do we want to bring my kids in?
You want to introduce your kids?
Yeah.
Come on in here. Hey
Come in.
guys, Jagger, Harley, come on in here.
Jagger,
guys.
Harley, Jenny,
We
y'all
gonna-
come on in.
We're gonna bring them in. Oh, and Jenny, the wife. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, you'll see. I don't know how I got her either. I know you
I
already
don't-
questioned that. It gets
You
questioned.
can come on
everywhere I
in.
go. Come on
All right.
in. Come on in. We
Come
can
on
get
in.
on the camera
see
right
the
here.
camera right here.
Say, what's up? Come here, Scooty. Scooter, you can't see you under there. Come here. Hey,
The family's
that's my
all
wife.
here.
That's my son and my daughter's son. Hey,
She's
they got
she's
something
shy.
magical up here they want to show you.
There's some-
Come here. They got unicorns.
What? Don't tell her I've got you. Well, there.
There, yeah, I just saw it. Look at these unicorn headphones.
There we go. See those? You want to wear these? I'll let you
Wait.
put these on your head.
She said, nope.
No. Okay. She's good.
You-
So
You don't want to be on the camera? She says, no, I'm hiding under the desk.
I actually have no idea how this was made.
Probably 3D printed. He has a 3D printing pen. So now you get to see on a daily basis. I tell you what, it made me respect the guys and girls that have kids and in their young years that were out there touring and playing and doing all that. Because the balancing act between being a dad, being on the road, trying to make the money you make and doing the things you do, feeling guilty about being gone, but also realizing if you're not gone, you're not paying your bills.
Mhm.
It's a balancing act, and my kids are great. They're really good, which is why they're here today. Because it was I was gone for 2 straight weeks. I was in Kansas for a week, came home for like a day and a half, and then I was gone to Phoenix and Las Vegas for the last week and all through 4th of July. And so when I got the day and I was like, all right, I got to go. It's gonna be 2-hour drive down there, play do a little bit, and 2-hour drive back. Baby girl here said, "You ain't going without me." So look at that. Look at that. Look at
That's
that.
love
You
right
can see
there.
yourself over there.
That's love right there.
She says no.
No,
now she's
I told him
You on
this
the
country
TV,
music.
girl.
Country music's all about family.
Yeah.
We got Bigg Vinny and the Hickerson family out
Yeah.
here, and we've got new music. We've got a children's book.
Muscles. Now listen, one of the things too. You went through? Was it
Oh, I had
Cancer?
cancer in 23, but
I knew we
That's
talked
a-
about
yeah.
that because I checked in on you on that.
Mhm.
Man, I was just hit my heart
yeah.
because you always think like it'll never happen to me, and then when it happens to somebody you love or that's close to you, it hits home a little more. Like, hey, it could happen to anybody. You
Yeah.
know. I think anytime it happens out in the world, I mean, even when you look at the flooding and things, or the hurricanes, or it's like, oh, that'll never happen here, and then it happens.
Mhm.
My hometown got hit in 1999. We got hit with an F4 tornado in my hometown. Before that, I didn't think tornadoes were a real thing.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, one hits your place, and you're like, holy crap, this is a real thing.
Yeah, it's real.
That's
Mhm.
devastating. So praying for all the people in Texas. I know they're going through the
Absolutely.
floods and everything
Those
right
folks
now.
coming
So
in.
it's a lot. So, anyways, I love y'all. Hope y'all are doing good. Bigg Vinny here, the man Fletch. Let
Trust
come
me,
out.
if you're not following this guy's social media, you need to. You really, really need to. Listen for a live performance from him out here on our YouTube channel and Walmart Drip. You're here on Kicks 96. And we'll see you next time with another artist video blog. Kicks96country.com.
And my girl saying,
Always so sexy.
call me Walker Hayes, cause I'm feeling so fancy like Walmart drip, from